Hi everyone, we are so excited to welcome everybody back to school next week, and we know that you're looking forward to getting back to school and reconnecting with us. We thought we'd make this short video just to help relieve any anxieties and answer any questions that you may have, and your adults in the family will check their email where we've also sent out an information booklet. Our main priority is for everybody to come back to school safe and happy. At Inverkit Primary, it's really important that we manage to keep everybody safe. Unfortunately, the space outside our gate can be really tight, and it's important for us to encourage adults to socially distance according to our Scottish Government guidelines following facts. So, to alleviate any congestion at the gate, we've decided to have some staggered starts, starting from 8:45 in the morning. We hope that our primary 1s and 2 pupils will use this small entrance here, coming up the steps and then making their way along into the main playground. The gate up ahead is our side gate. We hope that our primary 3 to primary 7 children come in via this gate, and again that will be at staggered times, which will allow our adults to socially distance outside. The boys and girls will then make their way into the playground, and later on in this video I'll show you where the boys and girls will be playing and lining up. Our nursery boys and girls and our primary 6 and 7 pupils will make their way into school coming up the slope beside our car park entrance. Our nursery pupils will then make their way into the nursery play area, and our primary 6s and 7s will go through the gate and make their way round to the back playground beside the mugger. Our gates at the car park will be closed to make sure that our children are safe and that no cars can come into school at this drop off and also again at pick up time. Personal hygiene is going to be so important when we come back to school. Every entry and exit has these new hand sanitizers. And when the boys and girls come into school, they will use these coming in and leaving. As well as that, we encourage our boys and girls to hand wash before and after playtime, before and after lunch, before going home, and also when they come into school in the morning. It's important for us to follow the COVID-19 guidelines, to socially distance 2 metres from our adults, to keep our hand washing up to date, our coughs and sneezes that we cover our mouth or sneeze into our elbow, and we want to try avoid touching round our mouth and our eyes. These things are in place to make sure that everybody stays safe and healthy. Monitors now have new markings, and we hope that everybody stays to the left-hand side. These arrows will help show people where to go, and our staff will be there to help. Our cloakrooms at the moment won't have any coats or shoe bags on them. In order to keep our corridor area clear, we've decided that coats and shoe bags will go into the classrooms with our boys and girls. We hope that as boys and girls move along the corridors that they help maintain that 2 metre social distance, and we'll soon get into a pattern of how to move around our school. We're really lucky that Inverclyde Council have employed an extra day cleaner for all our schools to keep everybody safe. Teachers will keep a clean desk policy so that surfaces are easy to wipe down. We will be cleaning and making sure that throughout the day our classrooms are clean and germ free. Throughout the day we have hand sanitisers in the class, and what we'll be doing is encouraging the boys and girls to regularly wipe down their space as well. Playtime, we've tried to zone our playgrounds to give our boys and girls space to play. Our primary 1 and 2 and 3 pupils will play at the bottom part of the playground, going from the quiet area all the way along to this big red door. Our primary 3 to primary 5 boys and girls will use this middle section of the playground and round towards the back of the playground. And our senior pupils, primary 6 and 7, will use the area round the mugga and round at the other side of the playground. All play equipment will be cleaned and washed in between staggered breaks. We really encourage boys and girls not to bring any toys with them. This is to keep everybody safe. And although our boys and girls don't need to socially distance, we need to remember to keep 2 metres from our adults to keep them safe. We try and encourage our boys and girls not to hug or high five because we want to keep you as safe as possible. So it might be that the new high five is using our elbows. When the boys and girls come into school and out of school, they will use the hand sanitizer to wash their hands, and this will happen throughout the day. So when we return to school, boys and girls, our classrooms might look a wee bit different, and I've decided to show you one of our classrooms today to show you what your classroom might look like. Our desks and chairs will be facing the front. On each desk will be a basket or a tray, and that has got resources that you can use throughout the day. But of course you can still use your pencil case and bring it to school, but the one thing we ask is that you don't share and borrow pencils and rubbers from each other, that everybody keeps and uses their own materials. When you come in the morning and at playtimes and at lunchtimes, your coat will go over the back of your chair and your school bag will sit underneath your table. Our boys and girls have to keep our staff safe as well. And although the boys and girls don't need to keep 2 metres apart, our adults do. Now that means that if your teacher has to come and work alongside you for any longer than 15 minutes, then they might wear a mask. Now boys and girls can wear masks as well, and that's up to you and your families to decide. But when you come into school, boys and girls, masks are something that you might see some of our staff wearing. And staff will wear these to keep you and your family safe as well as themselves. As I explained earlier, most of our classrooms will have the boys and girls facing the front, but our primary 1 and 2 class are able to follow the Early Learning Centre guidance, which says that the boys and girls can sit in groups. So our primary 1 and 2 classes will be allowed to sit in groups. A special message for our primary 6s. We've decided to move our classrooms this year to create a senior area. It was important for us that our primary 6s, 7/6s and 7s were together in the same area because we hope to develop lots of leadership roles throughout the year. So this is our primary 6 classroom, and through the door we have our primary 7 and our primary 7/6 classroom. We can't wait to welcome the senior pupils who are going to lead lots of new activities in the school this year. So, some boys and girls might be wondering about homework. Now we can still give out homework, but we might have to be a wee bit creative about how we manage that. Reading books can still go home, but we might have to leave them alone and have a wee rest before we give them back out for other boys and girls to use. We're going to be looking at how we can use Microsoft Teams because you were all so good at using that during lockdown. And we might have to be quite creative about how we mark things, but we'll get there together, and I know at Inverkip Primary that we'll be creative at coming up with lots of inventive ideas. So, to keep everybody safe at lunchtime, for the moment, lunches are going to have to be eaten in the class. Our canteen staff will come and deliver hot meals to the classes, and the boys and girls will sit at their seat and eat their lunch. Once everybody's finished their lunch, the canteen ladies will come and take it all away and clean down our surfaces. Now, of course, boys and girls can bring their own packed lunches. The government guidelines suggest that this is in a plastic bag that the boys and girls can eat their lunch with and then put in the bin. But of course, some of you may want to bring your own packed lunch box, and that's okay. Boys and girls can bring their packed lunch, eat their lunch, close it, and then take it home again. Once boys and girls have eaten their lunch, they'll then go outside to play. Now, to fit everybody in and so that our canteen ladies can get round all the classes, we've had to make 2 sittings. Our nursery boys and girls will have their lunch first, and then we'll start first and second sitting. We felt it was important that primary 1 had their lunch first sitting every week. We'll then have 2 sittings, an A and a B. Sitting A will have primary 2, 4 and 6. They'll have their lunch and then they'll go out to play. The boys and girls from primary 3, 5 and 7 will then come inside and have their lunch. Now, to make it fair, we will change this each week so that everybody gets a shot of being first sitting. Now, that means at lunchtime when you go out to play, there'll only be 3 or 4 classes out in the playground, and that means that we can use more space in the playground. And when you start next week, the adults will show you where you're allowed to go at lunchtime. So boys and girls, according to government guidelines, unfortunately our PE lessons can't be inside at the moment. But we love outdoor learning at Inverkip Primary, and we hope that the weather will be kind to us, so all gym lessons for the moment will be outside. Now, boys and girls may choose to wear their PE shorts underneath their tracksuit bottoms on their PE days, and once you start school, your teacher will let you know what day that is. A relaxed uniform will help with all our outdoor learning. Unfortunately, and I'm a bit sad about this, we won't be able to have assemblies, so no singing at the moment, but we're looking at creative ways to maybe have virtual assemblies so that we can still keep connected. If you become unwell at school, boys and girls, then you don't need to worry about that because we're here to help. We have identified a room where if anybody's feeling unwell, this is a safe place for them to come and wait until their adults can come and collect them. If you're out in the playground and you maybe perhaps fall and cut yourself and have a skint knee, because we know that happens sometimes, then we'll still be able to help you with first aid just like we've always done. It might look a wee bit different though, because whoever's maybe cleaning your knee or putting a plaster on, they might have to wear something called PPE, which is personal protection equipment. Now that might look like a face mask, gloves and an apron, but you don't need to worry about that, boys and girls, because we are here to make sure that you are safe and happy, and we'll do all that we can to make sure that you feel comfortable. We ask that if any of the children are feeling unwell, that mums and dads make the sensible decision about whether it's safe to send the children to school. So before the holidays, we'd asked what people would prefer about school uniform, and the overall majority felt that a relaxed uniform was important. So when we start school, boys and girls, we will have a relaxed uniform policy, and we'll review this as we progress through the term, and we'll make a decision by the October holidays about how we'll move forward for the rest of the year. Now that relaxed school uniform can be a polo shirt and top with sweatshirt or cardigan, and on the bottoms leggings or tracksuit bottoms. We ask that parents are sensible with this and stick to our school colours. Our school uniform is beautiful. If any of the boys and girls wish to wear their full school uniform, then that's okay too. But remember, boys and girls, we'll be doing lots of outdoor learning, so our tracksuit bottoms and leggings in this first term will be really important because our PE is outside as well. We are super excited to welcome our Primary 1 boys and girls to Inverkip Primary. And we're glad that on that first day it's just our primary ones coming into school, because that gives us time and space to settle them into school. Unfortunately, our adults can't come into school, but I'm sure there'll be lots of photographs taken outside. And we'll also take a photograph of the boys and girls at their desk that they'll take home with them on their first day. We know that this is going to be a positive experience despite the situation that we're faced with, and we can't wait to meet our boys and girls. So boys and girls, earlier in the video we explained that we're hoping to have staggered starts in the morning, and it'll be the same again at the end of the day, but it'll look a wee bit different from the morning. So at the end of the day, our primary 1s, 2s and 3s will come out from our senior exit. Our mums and dads will wait in this area here and collect their boys and girls, and then make their way round to the front of the building to collect any other siblings that they might have from primary 4 to 7. Our primary 4 to 7 children will come out the side entrance gate at the front of the school. So we've explained about our staggers, entries and starts, and we don't want to worry any parents that boys and girls won't know where to go at the end of the day. If we have siblings that need to wait on an older brother or sister, then this area here at the school is where our boys and girls can wait until an adult comes to collect them. We will review this as we go, so please don't worry, and we'll work together. So unfortunately, we cannot have any adults in our school who don't work at Inverkip Primary at the moment, and this is to keep our adults, our staff and our families safe. That means, boys and girls, that we have to be creative about the way we communicate, because at Inverkip Primary it's important that we keep those channels open. We will be using telephone, email and virtual meetings, and should there be a need to contact the school, then please don't hesitate. There is no worry that is too small that we probably won't be able to answer and help you with. We're keen to stay in contact and connect with our parents. I hope that everybody's enjoyed this short video and it's maybe answered some of the questions that you may have. But don't forget to check our information booklet, because that's also got additional information. I cannot tell you how excited we are to welcome the boys and girls back to school next week, and especially for me as the new head teacher at Inverkip Primary, because I've not had a chance to get to meet and know our parents and our children yet, and I am really looking forward to that next week. Take care everybody, and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye everyone.